The concept of Greater Nepal is considered by many within Nepal as an impossible hypothesis. When the current land is under encroachment and the sovereignty of the country is being tampered with, few people have any hope that the land lost in the past will be returned. But, by saying this, will we leave the territory that is logically and authentically rightfully owned by Nepal forever? Is it wrong to imagine that our land will be taken away from India tomorrow while protecting the sovereignty of the country today? By doing this, we can answer the questions that our future generations will raise tomorrow. Such questions are burning. The land of Nepal, which once stretched from Teesta in the east to Sutlej in the west, narrowed to Mechi and Mahakali after the Sugauli Treaty. We have called the concept of Greater Nepal, that Nepal should get back the land lost due to the Sugauli Treaty. After the British left the Indian colony, it seems that the land of Nepal should come back automatically. Because those territories were not taken away from Nepal by India, but by the British. But due to Nepal's indifference, he left India in charge. The land from Teesta in the east to Kangra in the west is called Greater Nepal. It is our claim that even now the land from Mechi to Teesta and from Mahakali to Sutlej belongs to Nepal. This is not just an emotional thing. We have solid foundations. Let's discuss it point by point. 1. Nepali territories from Mechi to Teesta and from Mahakali to Sutlej have been annexed to the British colony after losing the battle. It is a matter of common logic that the respective countries should get back the respective territory after the colony itself has been abolished. Britain won the battle and took the land of Nepal. However, now the land of Nepal is not with Britain but with India. How is it justified that the land lost to one country should be annexed to another country? We can raise this issue with Britain even now. 2. Pakistan was not a separate country before British came to India. It was a part of Indian colonialism. However, he fought a war and left after gaining the status of a separate country. Why could Britain not give back the territory of Nepal to Nepal, which was able to establish a country that did not exist? Didn't India itself take back Goa, which was a colony of Portugal for 200 years? So, why not give back the territory of Nepal which was merged in the British colony? We can ask questions with India. 3. The biggest basis for Nepal to get back the lost land is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship signed on July 1, 1950. As an effort to prevent Nepal from falling towards China and keeping it under its control, India made this unequal treaty under pressure, which is still active today. Article 8 of this treaty clearly states that this treaty cancels all past treaties, agreements and understandings between Nepal and Britain. This means that the Sugauli Treaty has also been cancelled by the 1950 treaty. Nepal handed over its land to the British from the Sugauli Treaty. Why should Nepal not get the land back after it was revoked? India will continue to enjoy Articles 6 and 7 in its favor in this treaty. Shouldn't the 8th article be applied? Indian historian Shriman Narayan has said about the 1950 treaty, this is India's political blunder. The day Nepal claims this on its land, there will be no other option but to speak the language of force with India. 4. Another treaty was signed between Nepal and Britain on October 30, 1950. As stated in the preamble, all previous agreements with Nepal have ended, so a new agreement has been made. This means that the Sugauli Treaty has also been cancelled by Britain. After Nepal, India and Britain accepted the cancellation of the Sugauli Treaty, has the basis for reclaiming the lost land under it been strengthened or not? 5. In 1960, the United Nations passed a resolution stating that colonies around the world should be abolished. Based on that, it seems that Nepal should get back the land that is a colony in India. As both India and Nepal are members of the United Nations, it is the responsibility of both countries to follow its decision. 6. On the basis of international examples, we can submit a claim in our land. The most recent example is Hong Kong. In 1842, Hong Kong was annexed to Britain by a treaty between Britain and China. In that treaty, it is written that the Emperor of China leaves this land to the Queen of Great Britain forever. However, Hong Kong returned to Britain. Many people think that Britain has leased Hong Kong, so it is returning it. This is true. After taking the land by treaty in 1842, Britain leased a total of 10 square kilometers of land from China in 1898. That was a 99-year lease. When the lease ended, China claimed to Britain that it wanted the old Hong Kong as well. Britain also agreed.